Hello, happy Wednesday, happy vlog day, and welcome back. If you were away last week, I hope, like me, you enjoyed the time off. I did. Of course, I put on some sleep, so I'm not so tired this week, which is always a good thing. And I relaxed and talked. And it's funny, when you are forced together as a family, I say that, on holiday, it's not about being forced together, it's about spending time with each other. But it is forced in a way because obviously as your children grow older, or even if they're younger and they're at school, you're all doing different things in the week and they're at this club and that club and they're out with their friends and you're doing your own thing. And then this forced thing happens where all 3, 4, 5, 6, however many in your family are forced together. And it's then, it can either go one way or the other. Luckily for us, we all have the same sense of humour. We all have really good banter. We can all take the mick out of each other because my children are 13 and 17 now. Bonus. And we can all just get along. And all 4 of us have got the same sense of humour. So we just bounce off each other all the time. And then you realise, actually, as a family, how funny you are. It's great. And spending time with one-on-one, whether it was going for a bike ride or having some coffee and a cake and eating far too much cake. But it just, sometimes the simple things, playing football outside, the dog having this massive garden to play around with, so much so, he was so joyous to be in such a huge garden that when he came back, he had sulk and wouldn't eat his dinner and was a bit annoyed at us. It's a true sulk. Because his garden, or this garden on holiday, was much bigger than his own. So he came back and he was like, "Ah, right, I thought we were staying." I mean, so much so is that when we were packing up to go home, I put his bed in and he dragged it to the side of the garden. Who knew a dog could be just so annoyed? But talking about annoyed, good segue. This week, I just wanted to touch on people being a bit kind. Oh! The whole thing that's in the media at the minute was obviously, there's lots of things in the media at the minute, but the one thing that, the crux that go behind the stories is people just being vile and nasty and unnecessarily horrible. Where do you get your dopamine from? Your life needs dopamine. You need this beautifulness, you need this skill, you need this love, you need this happiness. You're here a short time, so why spend it being vile to people or about people or creating something that you've got a clue about? And it's got really nothing to do with you. And that's the worst side to social media. I know we've touched on it before, but God, social media can be so vile when it's a gate that is open for people to have their, it's not opinion. It's not opinion. It's not even constructive. It's just vile where people can just say what they like. And this is where social media needs to get onto it. Whether it's something in WhatsApp that's on a group that people think it's okay to say whatever they like about something they don't really know what's going on and just start a trend of talking rubbish. Or a thread of someone said something horrible, so I'm going to say something horrible, then someone's going to reply to that, and then I'm going to be horrible to them, and then we're going to have our own little internal arguments in the thread. God, people are just going to laugh. It baffles me. Be kind. We've seen it so much. There's so much mental health issues out there. And does that coincide with social media? Probably. I mean, there's lots of other things going on, and COVID did its own worst thing of creating a lot of mental health issues out there. But you've got to question it, haven't you? Like, even pop stars or famous people or news readers or whatever, they've all suffered with mental health problems, probably because of social media and the fact that people are just so horrible. And I always say it, right, this is a blank piece of paper, right? It's quite big, there's nothing on it, right? So imagine that white piece of paper is full of good comments and lovely people, and people who say lovely things about what great service they've had, or how lovely they are following you, or they really like things that are going on, or they say a really nice review about you, right? And then one person, which is this dot in the middle, says something nasty and vile or horrible or harmful. What do you concentrate on? People concentrate on that one dot. It's insignificant to the white piece of paper, but human people concentrate on that dot. And slowly and slowly and slowly but surely, it takes a while, the dot will just slowly disappear because you realise that it's actually insignificant to all the nice things that everybody has said. but it still messes with people's minds, and it needs to stop. And social media needs to get on it when people are being vile, because they don't realise that a little 2 seconds of typing has a real severe impact. And if you're one of 20,000, doesn't mean you're right. Anyway, we move on. I had a lovely meeting with Nidge at Saffron. Lots of people are asking lots of questions. And if you go and speak to Nidge in Saffron, when you go and have your curry or takeout or whatever, or go and collect takeout, go and have a chat to him. He's really open. He's really honest. I love him. He's such a lovely guy. And he's been with Saffron there for 14 years. So you will have to go and have a chat with him and see and ask him the questions as to what's going on next. Yes, he is moving to Paula's. Paula's sadly will be leaving us. She's not renewing her lease, so Nidge is going to take that on. He will be out of the new market around August time, but hopefully he'll have the keys for Paula's soon, and so the transition of leaving one place to the other won't be long. So it'll be a very, if at all, hopefully that'll be sort of opening as they're transitioning through, leaving the back of the new market. They will have a new concept. Talk to him about it. It's just have a chat with Nidge, ask the questions. He'll be open and honest with you. And I just think if they get this spec inside really good, the food is amazing. I absolutely love Saffron. I think it's fabulous. The food is what I go for, and I hope that they get it right, which I'm sure he will, because he's all about the good in Saffron, always has been, and that's why they've had longevity for 14 years, because the food's good, the service is good, and if you don't want to go in, you can get a takeout. But go and speak to him if you want to ask them questions. I have noticed the new restaurant that will be in Barclays Bank. Just stop asking the questions. When's it going to be open? When's it going to be open? It'll be open. And it's open. Don't forget, they have funded this themselves, so there will be just organic delays. But I have noticed, because there was questions as to whether this would be a possibility, because in their plans they were hoping to have a sort of a rooftop terrace garden, and I wasn't too sure if that was going to be able to go ahead. One, planning, two, funds. But then I've noticed there is brickies up there building the wall. So they could be just finishing the building off so it looks nice, or they could have got through with the terrace garden. Fingers crossed for the team, because I really, really hope they have. I might be able to share some information from Freshly Made this week. They have a Tex-Mex night on the 7th of July, and there may be some spaces available. So if there are, I will put them up. So it's £32 for 3-course dinner on the 7th of July. If they become available, I will put that up. On Saturday, there's lots of talks with the Garforth Neighbourhood Planning Forum. There's a referendum postal that comes through the post that you can go and vote at the leisure centre, and also there is a leaflet coming through the door next week. They're going to put them out next week. But if you want to go and talk to Garforth Neighbourhood Planning Forum, they're going to be outside the post office on Saturday between 10 in the morning till 1 p.m. Go and talk, create a forum about the forum. Go and have a chat with the team. They're fabulous, and they will tell you all what it's about, their plans for, because it's taken 6 years to get to this referendum, and they've worked tirelessly and really hard. Not everybody backs them, which is really annoying. But they've got, all they have is Garforth's best interest at heart for a sustainable town. So I'm with them all the way. And you can ask them lots of questions. There's nothing they don't know. So it's open in the post, outside the post office from 10 till 1 on Saturday. Back in stock, just come up this morning at Peas. If you're after butane or propane, Peas have got it back in stock. On Friday, they're lovely, if you've been joining or haven't joined in yet, the lovely Amy and Angela free tree sketching. Go to one of the Garforth trees, have a discussion about it. It's a really nice thing to do. And they're going to be at Nylands from 10 o'clock on Friday. At the end, there's a couple of trees and obviously the bee garden outside there. And they're going to have a discussion. Bring some artist stuff. They will have some stuff so you can sit and draw and talk and chat. All things lovely about the wildlife and the things that just grow that you might just pass by. It's a really nice thing to do, and they've only got a couple of Fridays left in June, so go ahead. Just before we go, there's 4 jobs on our jobs page on the maindeal.co.uk. Go and have a look. There's one that was put up yesterday for a sales negotiator with Elmsley's estate agents in Crossgates. The paralegal and the solicitor jobs are up available. I know they've had quite a few applications in for that, so if that's you, get it in. And the production operative as well with Raw Family Design. Have a beautiful Wednesday. Nothing much in the way of interesting facts, really. But be kind. Because do you know what? For that 2 seconds that you spit, that really, really hits people. And isn't that pleasant? Have a beautiful day. See you on Friday with lots more of what's coming up.